Hello, and welcome to Mama Ruth's house. I'm so glad you stopped in. Today, we're going to be making some habanero strawberry jam, and it's going to be no sugar added. We're going to be using stevia. And we're also going to be using Sure Gel, that's for no sugar or low sugar jams. We're going to be using habaneros from my garden and strawberries that I got fresh today I cut them up small. We're going to just put them in a pan here, and I'll show you in just a second. I hope everyone had a wonderful day. I am so excited to say that I went to Weight Watchers this morning and I lost another pound. So now I am down 56.4. So I'm very excited to share that with you. Let me get this. We're also going to be adding a half of one large bell pepper, red bell pepper. I have some water boiling. I'm already have put my jars in to get sterilized. I am doing the habaneros, adding them. And I did 4 habaneros to this. You can make it as hot. I like it a little on the spicier side. And then we're also going to be adding a 1/4 cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And so first of all, we're going to get this cooking and boiled. So as this cooks down and gets to boiling, then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. I'm going to add the pectin now as well, I believe. Yes. So I am going to add 1 to start with and see how that works, and I may be adding more. It just depends. I'm going to check it out. If you haven't canned before, the pectin kind of helps. You can there are recipes out there that you don't have to use it, but I like using it. It makes it a little thicker, kind of gels it together a little bit. So on my habaneros, I chose to seed them and take out the veins. I didn't want all that in there because it does make it a little spicier. And these are pretty spicy, so just cutting them up, I was like choking a little bit. So they're pretty spicy. So we're going to get this to boiling, and then we'll boil it for a minute, and then we'll add our sweetener and boil it for another minute, and then it will be ready to add to our jars. And then like I said, I already have sterilized the jars, so we'll add it to the jars, and then we'll put the jars, after we close them, into boiling water for 10 minutes, take them out, leave them at room temperature for 24 hours, and they are good to go. It's pretty simple. You know, don't let it be a little bit like intimidating to make jams or jellies. It's pretty simple. It just seems like it wouldn't be. I know when I first started making them, I've thought the same thing. Look how yummy that looks. It smells so good already. I'll let that get to cooking. So it's relatively just a few ingredients. I still have a bunch of strawberries left, so I think I'm going to make just strawberry jam. My husband's not a big on the spice, so if I make just strawberry jam like this, then I think... I'm going to be honest though, this is the first time I've ever made it with sweetener and not sugar, so... And this is 0 points per serving. I did it on my Weight Watcher app if you're doing Weight Watchers. You should just continually stir it so nothing sticks and it gets all mixed together. I am no expert on jam making. I've made it a few times. Not a ton. So if anybody has any tips or sees that I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing, please let me know down in the comments. I would appreciate that. Everybody makes their stuff, you know, their jams and jellies differently. This is just one of the ones that I really enjoy because I really like the spice and the sweet together. I didn't do a whole lot today. I just I cleaned up a little bit in the house and spent some time with my husband. I've been working. This week I did 44 hours at work, so I didn't get to spend a lot of time at home. So as this is heating up, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I use my little grabbers to grab the jars because they're hot when they come out of the hot water. I have a little funnel that I use to fill the jars. Starting to boil a little bit. Like I said, I might add a little more pectin. I don't know. We'll see how it does. I hope you enjoy this recipe. And, well, first of all, I hope it turns out as good as I think it is, but we'll see. This is a yummy one to put with the low-fat cream cheese and put this over the top and serve it for us. Or you can make the full sugar one and do the same thing and serve it at the holidays or over cream cheese, and it's really good with crackers, wheat thins, and things like that. Or you can do it with, you know, however you want to eat it. It's good on toast. So when this gets going and we boil it the second time after I put the sugar in, and we boil it for that 1 minute, it's going to get some foam on top. We're going to like scoop that foam off before we put it into our jars. And my jars are still hot. You don't want cold jars because they might crack when you're putting the hot liquids in. You don't want to do that. So it's starting to look good and smell good. And then I'm going to add the sugar, the sweetener, not sugar. All those berries are releasing their juice. The bell pepper gives it that a little bit, you know, a little nicer color. Helps with that. My water's boiling, boiling over there. That's our minute timer. We're going to add some of our sweetener. I'm going to add about half first. Stir it in there, and then we'll add the rest. Looks like it snowed in there, huh? Getting that all in there, dissolving. And add the other half, and this is 4 cups. Now, this recipe calls for 7 cups of sugar when you make it with sugar. I don't know. That seems like an awful lot to me, but I don't know. Get this all mixed in. Trying to get that. You can see there's still a little bit of the sweetener that needs to get dissolved. I'm pushing it against the side of the pan to help mix it in. Because I sure don't want that in my jam. All those little bumps like that. So once this returns to a boil, you see that foam? We're going to scoop that foam off at the end because we don't want any of that foam on there. It's starting to thicken up a little, but it still doesn't feel too thick. So we'll see how it is after that minute. And then if I decide I'm going to put a little bit more pectin, I will. It's not as thick as I'm expecting. I know that I read where people would add a half more of the bag. I think I'm going to. Yeah, I think that's better. I can already feel it thickening a little bit more. And then you just ladle it into your jars. and then we'll boil the jars for 10 minutes and we'll basically be done with the jam. It's that simple. So you really want it to get to a rolling boil before you do the minute timer. So we're going to let it boil. It's not boiling yet. It is getting thicker as we're going though. I can feel it. It smells really good. Now I'm going to do 1 minute of it boiling. And I know it thickens up as it cools as well. So I'm not going to be that overly worried about it. Just about ready to scoop off the foam and get to scooping into our jars. So I'm going to just scoop off this foam, put it right here in my bowl. And I mean, it's not going to hurt the flavor or anything like that. I just like to get that off. You don't like that in your jars. You don't want that in your jam. That's not my jam. We don't want those bubbles in my jam. You're going to leave about a 1/4 inch headspace on each jar. Oh yeah, that needs a little more. It's a little thin, so I hope it's going to thicken up, but we'll see how it is. Like I said, I've made it a few times and it's turned out good, so we'll see what happens. And then you're going to wipe off your jars on the lid around the edges because you don't want anything contaminated when you're canning your jars there. All right. So we're finishing up filling these up. They look and smells really good. There's a couple that look like I need to add just a tad. And if you end up with not enough for one jar, you don't have to can it. Just put that right in the refrigerator and you can just use it as you go. It just won't last as long. It lasts a couple weeks like that. Whereas canning can last a lot longer. Like I have a little bit left in here, so I'm just going to use that as a partial. Boy, that's almost a full. Maybe I can squeeze enough out. Oh, I think it'll be fine. Paper towel. And I'm just going to make sure that I wipe off all of the edges. See where I spilled? We don't want any of that on there. We don't want anything to compromise our seal. All right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we got 12 out of that. Now, you're just going to put the lids on just hand tight, and I got those clean over here. And then after they, you boil them, and I'll make sure that they're good, they're on there good. Then you tighten them a little bit more, and they'll be fine. It's just that easy. Well, if you don't cross thread it. I mean, you want them on there enough so you don't want water to get in your jam. But again, like I said, you just don't want the aren't they cute? They're so little, huh? I hope this will help you not be intimidated when you're to make jelly, that you can do it, and you can make it out of pretty much any kind of fruit that you'd like. Now I'm going to drop these down in the hot water. It's boiling already, so I have a little trivet in the bottom, and so you just use this, put your jars in there. You just want to make sure I probably will have to do 2. You want to boil them for 10 minutes. Yes, because I can get 6 in here, so I'm going to do 2 batches. All right, I got those boiling, and I'll be back. Okay, it's been 10 minutes for our first batch, and I'm going to get them out and put them here. We're going to leave them for 24 hours to sit. And guess what? We have a super, super special guest. Come on in. It's Autumn.
They made from a pizza video. But my brother's not here.
No, this is Autumn. This is my granddaughter, Autumn. She's helping me finish up, and she's going to stay here while you're going to get over here so it's not going to be hot. And she is going to help us on our next video that we will be making. So she's going to be making some hand pies. Yep. It's very hot. They're such tiny little jars, I'm having a hard time getting them out. There we go. Yep.
It's smoking hot.
Yes. It's been in boiling water for 10 minutes, and we're going to do the same thing with the next batch. It'll be a little spicy. It's sweet and spicy. This one.
Because it's sweet and it's
a little spicy, yeah. All right, we're going to put these next batch in.
Don't bite yourself.
I know, it's hot.
How about you wear a glove and then you're going to pick it up? Can I try?
Oh no, it's very, very hot. But you can help me with the next thing that we're going to do.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll make our pies.
With this?
Nope.
Well, I'm going to make it with this.
We're going to make it out of apple pie filling and cherry pie filling. All right, let's turn on our timer for 10 minutes. And I have a man down in here that turned over, so we got to fix it. We're going to leave those in, And then you'll see what the end result. We'll try it with some crackers and when this is done tomorrow. Hello and welcome back. Our jam has set up beautifully. You can see that it looks really cute in here. It's just our sugar-free jalapeno, strawberry jalapeno jam. And you can see in here how it looks. Now we're going to try it. So I have it all set up with the little crackers. So we're going to try it with the wheat thin. So you can have 15 wheat thins for, I think it's 4 points. So I'm just taking a little bit of a third less fat cream cheese, putting it on our cracker. So you can definitely taste the flavor of the strawberry, and the hint of the pepper heat. It is a little spicy, but not too much. I like it like that. You could always use one less habanero if you choose to do so. But it's really yummy. It is a little tart. You could add another cup of sugar if you'd like, but I really like it just like this. And I would serve it like this, but you can eat it anyway. I like it a lot. With the kick of the jam on top. It's super, super yummy. It's a hit. I hope you all enjoy it, and I hope you see how easy it is to make. And I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, make a fantastic day. Thank you.